the art of nursing. Like nursing is the medium, and we all are paint differently with the same medium. And to learn from different nurses, it should be like a team thing, which brings me to my kind of my next level of question.
Yeah.
So you saw when you were a new grad, this is a problem. Like I'm woefully unprepared and I'm going to do something about it for me. And you had that critical thinking ability and the ability to, you knew how to learn. You know, you like that's a skill. Knowing how to learn is a
Yeah.
skill. So then you expanded that and brought that to others in RNExplained. And now you're going more nebulous to nursing schools. So
Mhm.
if you were king of the world and or queen of the world or whatever you want to say, and uh and imagine if there was no holds barred and you could change the way that nursing education is delivered in the United States or maybe even globally. What are some of the things that you would change if it didn't take all of that change inertia to turn the ship around? What are the things that you would do?
I would say the first thing that comes to mind, definitely the curriculum. So I think the structure of the curriculum and the way the order in which things are taught. So for the most part, like the order in which things are taught needs to be changed. And for instance, when I taught pharmacology and they were also taking advanced med surge, the things that they were learning in advanced med surge did not line up with the drugs that we were teaching in pharmacology. So when they were learning about heart attacks and nitroglycerin, and we should be teaching about nitroglycerin, aspirin, like things like that, right?
Yeah.
Never lined up. And so that was just like, what? That is so stupid that we are not structuring a curriculum in that way. It would make things so much more clear and like way more solidify what you're learning in all these aspects way better if that was the case. So that's the first thing I would change is the
Yeah.
order in
At
which
the
we're,
at the
we're
very least, the way it's done, you're missing an opportunity to reinforce. Yeah,
yes,
like each
exactly.
reinforces each other.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is another huge teaching tactic too, is like the repetition. I think from the research I did, you have to repeat something 10 times in order for it to actually stick in your brain.
Mhm.
And so why are we not kind of doing that? Like why don't we learn one thing in one class and then we repeat it again in pharmacology and learn that, and then we repeat it again with like whatever homework that they have and then a review session, like things like that. Like, why are we not doing that? So I think that's the first thing I would change if there was anything I would change. I also would change the things that we're learning too in terms of like content, um, and add in more like real life things because I think a lot like a handful of things that they're teaching in curriculums right now are so ancient that we haven't done that in years, like in bedside practice. And so a lot of things I feel like need to be cut out and then new things need to be added. I would change immediately the fact that we don't get to practice IVs on real arms these days. Like they have to be on fake arms. That does nothing. Like
Yeah.
it's pointless. Um, Clinical rotations, I think for the most part, clinical rotations are fine. You can only do so much with that. I just wish that we were allowed to, like, whoever we were paired with allowed us to do more instead of just kind of watching and observing. That really did nothing for me. Um,
Oh yeah, the clinical rotations should be set up like a preceptorship. Like to me,
yeah.
if I had the first like my ICU orientation, if that was like the last semester, I could have hit the ground running. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.